Man, I thought about not making any videos this year, and the way this season's going with the Pirates, maybe I should have stayed with that. This is ugly. This team sucks with a capital S. We're 43-66. A mere 27 and a half games back of the Cincinnati Reds. Paul Skeens on a 43-66 team is 9-3. Again, not that pitcher record really matters much, but oh my gosh, I am determined to have this team make the postseason before Paul Skeens is out of here, and I don't know that we can hold on to him his whole contract. Expanded standings, yeah. You can see we're only negative 73 run differential, so really we should have 47 wins, not 43. So take that. We're 11-22 in one-run games. Made a bunch of trades. Let me take you back because I did end the last video before opening day. So let me take you all the way back to March. I made a bunch of trades back here. I decided to trade Thomas Harrington, who was a top 100 pitching prospect. I traded with the A's where he has not had a great season. I traded him with Sean Sullivan, who was just like a throw-in who I didn't care about. And I got Lawrence Butler for him. They were looking to move on from Lawrence Butler for some reason. They weren't looking to move on. They were looking to get a top 100 pitching prospect, I guess, another pitcher that they liked for some reason. And yeah, we'll take it. He's going to play the corner outfield and be a decent bat for us. I don't think Lawrence Butler is like a perennial all-star necessarily, but I think he could be a solid 3 to 4 win player every year, which is a guy who will make some all-star teams. I don't think he's going to be, I guess I should say he could be an all-star level player. I don't think he's like going to get MVP votes, right? I don't think he's that caliber of player in this game based off of where he is in real life. And I don't need him to be, but I thought that was a really nice chance to add a really solid bat. We also got Mitch Spence in the deal, who has not been great. His ERA is 5.38. He has been really bad lately. He had a bad start, and then he was good for a while, and he's been bad again. His FIP, you can see, is much better, but he doesn't strike enough guys out. He was basically like bottom of the rotation, like kind of filler for us, and he's been fine as that, I guess. I did trade Henry Davis and then this guy to the Nationals because basically I didn't really fully believe in Davis as my catcher. And I was looking around to trade him for like somebody who could play center field for me. And I wasn't able to find that, but I found two prospects who are decent. This is the worst of the two, but the more ready for the two. Andrew Pinckney. He, in real life, was a 4th-round pick of the Nats in 2023. He's in AAA, and he's been league average with the bat. For some reason, really struggling in center field, even with the 65 range. I mean, OSA isn't as high on him, so maybe OSA is more right than my scout here. But then we also got Christian Vaquero, who is, maybe not going to be a great player, but I don't think Henry Davis is necessarily going to be a great player either. So we'll see how his development works out. You can see he's lost a little on the eye, which sucks because we need his eye. We were hoping his eye would get a little better. We need his contact to get better. I think after that, like if he can max out this contact and BABIP and get the avoid Ks up, even if the power doesn't go all the way up, I think he could be decent if he keeps that 70 range. OSA also thinks he's 70. I don't know. I liked this guy, and I'm not a big Davis believer. And we had Bart and Andy Rodriguez, so just wasn't really all that worried about it. We then also traded Nick York just because I didn't see a positional home for him. What the heck? He's an A-ball? That makes a lot of sense. He's been in high A and double A all year. Okay, sure. I just don't see it where he can play positionally. So I went to move him. I ended up throwing in a nobody guy with him. I got Daniel Susak, who I think could be an okay catcher. I mean, I don't think he's really much different than Henry Davis, other than maybe he's not as developed and he is a little older. But I thought that he was like a nice replacement as like a younger catcher might show promise. I just called him up because I traded somebody, I think. Yeah, I don't remember. We'll get there. We'll get to the July trades. I think I traded Joey Bart. But I think he could be like a backup catcher, which is fine. And we also got Rodney Green, who is, again, another outfielder who might be able to go get it in center field for us, but just not sure about the bat. He's struggled a bit in high A this year. Not looking great. Not a great look to strike out 40% of the time in high A. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Do I have him on my short list? I do. Okay. So, none of these trades are like franchise altering. I was just kind of making some moves. But then I did trade it was the Padres made me an offer for Palacios where I was like, oh, like they really like him. And I wasn't really sure why. And apparently they're not sure why either because he hasn't even been up for them this year. But I traded Palacios. I traded a minor league pitcher who his control was really bad. So I didn't, he could end up being a reliever, but I was just like, yeah, I'm willing to trade him. And I traded Triolo, who I think is fine to trade. Like he's just kind of like a bench player. And I got Cobb Hightower, who was the Padres' third-round pick in 2024. Cobb Hightower he just turned 20, and he started the year in rookie ball and ripped it up, and now he's in A ball ripping it up. I feel like that's looking like a good trade for now, but still a long way to go. May, we didn't make any trades. June, we didn't make any trades. We did draft Cam Canarella in the first round, 6 overall. He's out with concussion. He started in rookie ball, played well for a whole 6 games, and then went to A ball and was playing well. He's 21, so he's a college bat. Pretty well developed. OSA does not believe in the glove nearly as much as my scout, 70 range versus 60. That's a pretty wide range, but with how developed he is, I was willing to take a chance. His defense in center field has been fine, but again, it's been like 6 games. So what do we really know at this point? July, let's work backwards here. So we traded Tommy Pham and a nothing prospect for basically like a meh pitching depth prospect. Pham wasn't doing anything for us. He was just taking up roster space, to be honest. We did trade Andrew McCutchen. I was surprised that we were able to get anything for him because he was just really bad for us, an 84 WRC plus. They also asked for a nothing prospect. And we got 24-year-old Zach Cole, who's another guy who maybe can play in center field, 65 range. But that avoid case is obviously going to be a massive issue, and that's why we were able to get him. He's 24. If he can figure it out, man, like could be a good player. But I don't know that he's going to be able to figure it out. But we'll see. Then we traded Caleb Ferguson and another nothing prospect. They always just ask for they're like, oh, like we like this almost, but throw in this nobody. We did get 18-year-old Enable Mariano, who, sorry. Do I think this guy is a great prospect? No, but I think he's 18 and has a potentially impactful power bat, and we got him for a reliever. So what was I expecting? Jack Sawinski was really not good for us in center field. So I didn't want him around anymore in center field. His worth to us was playing center field, right? His bat wasn't good. So we traded him to the Houston Astros for one of their top prospects, Jacob Melton, who is now our center fielder. We'll see how he does out there. He's struggled so far. I don't know. It seems like 65 range guys are and you can see there's a huge gap with where OSA thinks he is versus my scout. But yeah, I don't know. Are 65 range guys not going to work in center in this year? This is my first go round, so. And then in something of a surprise, we traded Mitch Keller, basically because I think with the pitching depth that we have, the youth pitching depth, and then, with Skeens and Jones and Chandler coming and Burrows coming, and then at the back end of the rotation, we've got guys like Mitch Spence, who can be fine. Mitch Spence and Joey Wentz, they rhyme. Oh, we've got Ashcraft. It's basically I don't need to tie up this much of our payroll in a starting pitcher who was performing badly for us anyways. So it was basically a salary dump. We traded him, and we got back this guy, who, again, this was a salary dump. This was nothing more than a salary dump. I'm not going to act like it was anything else. This was a bit of a shocker. The Yankees, I shopped around Joey Bart, and no one was too interested in him. except for the Yankees, who were very interested in him. They gave us George Lombard, who was a top 100 prospect. Development risk extreme. So maybe like, I don't know how that plays out with the AI. Maybe some of the AI is basically like, yo, no thanks on this extreme risk. We're going to get a guy who we think can be our starting catcher. Then we also got Cade Smith. Isn't there? There's a Guardians relief in real life. Is his name Cade Smith? It's something like that, and he's a beast. I don't think this guy's going to turn into that Cade Smith, but we got to throw him in. And then we did trade David Bednar. We traded him to the Brewers, and we got back, I think, like this Caleb Durbin is 25. He can play all over the diamond. I think this is a decent bench bat. And then Steven Cruz, whatever. I don't think he's going to do much, but he doesn't need to. Wasn't a big deal. Like Bednar was bad for us. Look at him. Negative 0.1 WAR, negative 0.5 R WAR. Wasn't doing anything. He was still in arbitration next year. He's going to make like $8 million. So yeah, you want to see how bad this team is? Kyle Lewis just got called up, by the way. Andy Rodriguez has been good. Lawrence Butler, good. Oh wait, this is versus left. Let me take that off. I was like, that's way higher than I thought. Adam Frazier's not getting a lot of playing time, but has been ripping the cover off the ball. I don't have BABIP here. What's Frazier's BABIP? 387, yeah. Brian Reynolds, excellent, but had a negative 13.7 zone rating in 96 games, which made him like the second worst outfielder in baseball. I mean, he's ripping the cover off the ball and only going to get like 3.5 wins. If he was even a league average fielder, he'd probably be like a 6-7 win player. So we moved him to DH, which was not fun. Jacob Melton's been good. Butler's been solid. O'Neal Cruz has been good. I don't love him in this game because he can't play center or short. So I had him at second base for a while. I've now moved him out to the corner to replace Reynolds, you can see, because I wanted Nick Gonzalez to get some time to show what he can do. Andy Rodriguez has played first. He's played catcher. He's played DH. He's only caught 22 games, but he's going to be catching more games now. He's been good. Spencer Horwitz has been all right. Nick Gonzalez, Cabrian Hayes has been awful. IKF has been fine. Like, his glove is good, so whatever. We're not that worried about it. We got way bigger problems. Pitching side of things, we already talked about Paul Skeens. He's been an animal. Joey Wentz has been good. Mitch Spence, the regular WAR, not the R WAR, has been good. Jared Jones has been pretty disappointing. 5.44 ERA. Now the FIP is 4.02. The FIP is right around league average, but run prevention's been a problem. We've had some decent how do we say this? Moldzinski? Sure, we're going with that. That's wrong, but I'll say it. Santana have been good. Holderman's been okay. Hunter Barco is a young guy who's going to come up and get some time here. We claim Matt Barnes on waivers just so like our entire bullpen wasn't young guys. Bubba Chandler just got the call. He's pitched in 6 games. Oh, I forgot to put innings on here. Let's go ahead and go ahead and edit that. Edit stat row. And I don't have No, I do have BABIP here. Innings pitched. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, he's pitched 9 innings. He's been fine. Should I have him in the rotation? Yeah, but I generally find that pitchers in this game do better if they spend some time in the bullpen first. So that's why he's there. Braxton Ashcraft came up and was in the bullpen, and then I put him in to start. He hasn't been doing much, but just give him a shot. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot more to be excited about here. This team sucks. 12th in runs scored, 12th in runs allowed. Our zone rating is really bad, but man, a lot of that is Reynolds. Like, look at this. Like, everybody else is like pretty okay. Pretty okay. I don't know what's going on with Brian Reynolds there, but this team is bad. But I've started thinking about like, what do we do next year? Because I was trying to make some trades for next year at the trade deadline, but no price was reasonable. But like, I think these guys are back. Butler, Reynolds, Cruz, they're all back. And in those positions, I think. Endy, yeah, he could catch, but you want him batting like 7th or 8th. Horwitz, I think, is better as a bench bat until he proves otherwise. The scout likes him. Both scouts like him, but I don't think he's my first baseman until he proves that he can hit at the level that we think he can hit at. Cabrian Hayes has got to be gone. No way can we go on with this. We are missing some big bats. This is fine as a top 3. What we need is like 2 more big bats. And I think the places to get that are first and third is where we're probably going to look at it. Melton, fine in center field so far. We'll probably have a backup plan. Nick Gonzalez, he's going to get a chance here, but we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll be just utility bat next year. IKF, I don't know if I can. Yeah, this has been horrible. Like, too bad. We're going to have to go out and get somebody else who can play defense and not completely suck. I think another guy who's going to come up and get a look here after we manipulate his service time properly so he doesn't lose his rookie status for next year is Tamar Johnson. I think he can come up and get some second base time. Maybe over the offseason we can get him some time in the outfield because he got a 60 range. But, yeah, I mean, I think we need some big bats in the offseason to basically bump Horwich to the bench, Hayes will be gone, and come in and get like a 4 and 5 hitter. So like Endy goes 6, and then you go like Melton Gonzalez, shortstop. And then, why is our rotation so bad? I don't know, man. I think some of it is the fact that our zone rating is terrible. BABIP is one of the worst in the league. So could we be a little better? Yeah, probably. Probably could be a little better if our defense was better. So, maybe we need to go out and just find a baller shortstop, a baller catcher, and I mean defensively. And then like a really good center fielder too, who could we'll see what Melton can do over the rest of this year. That'll determine kind of how hard we go after somebody, but his fielding is going to play into that too. Maybe he's just like a 4th outfielder instead. Yeah, dudes, it's not looking good though for this season. What else did I want to show you? I want to show you guys a couple of things. The O's, bad. Look, the O's have traded everybody. Look at Gunner's year. 76 WRC plus. He's been hurt. He's negative WAR. Could you imagine? Kobe Mayo's up. They traded Mullins. They traded Eflin. They traded Cano. They traded Sir Anthony Dominguez. They signed Adley to a ridiculously cheap extension, 5 years, $72.6 million. Bad times. Bad times. Oh, the Mets are terrible here in Soto's first year. What's Juan doing? I mean, that's not a terrible year. Is he DH or is he playing the field? Little bit of both. Starring Marte. Wow, what's their... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. What's their deal here? Offense is 6. Yeah, they're pitching because their pitching in real life is likely going to be the problem this year unless they surprise people. The Jays traded Bo Bichette to the Tigers. They didn't sign him, and the Tigers are in the thick of it. So I guess he's the Javi Baez replacement. Did they sign Vlad? Oh, Vlad sold himself short here. He only got a 5-year, $195 million deal. Buddy. This universe of the Vlad did not cash in like the real life Vlad. Poor guy. Where's Kevin Gossman? Is he in the pen? Did they trade Gossman? I would have traded you for Gossman. Not really. I'm not spending that money. Oh, they did trade him to the Nats. Oh, back in June. He's been good for both teams. Diaz, a 25-40 and a 20-25. Okay. So the Angels are kind of in it, which is surprising. The Astros are bad. A's are bad. Kansas City's bad. Wow. Real bad. The Braves are great. Michael Harris and Austin Riley are the 2 best players. Oh, Kyle Tucker's in Cincinnati. He got traded in July because Chicago. Whoa, hold on. Cincinnati has won 14 in a row. Wait. The Cubs traded Kyle Tucker to the Reds, who have then about 3 weeks ago, and the Reds have won 14 in a row to overtake the Cubs. This is the greatest story in the history of baseball, folks. They got Nick Martinez, so they got a starting pitcher who I'm sure they're going to use. It's a free agent after the year, but so what is happening? And Chase Petty, a pitching prospect. Oh, he's a top 100 prospect. So the Cubs were basically like, we're going to trade our best hitter and get a decent starting pitcher and a top prospect. What's going on with the Cubs outfield that they felt okay doing that? I mean, they do have a good outfield. Crow, Armstrong, Suzuki, Happ is really not bad. And they've got Tommy Pham. And they traded for Alex Bregman. So, like, they almost did like a buy and sell thing here. And their starters era was already 4th. Holy wow. That is crazy. Could you imagine if something like that happened? That's wild. The Dodgers are winning. Oh, the Padres are horribad. Manny is below league average at the bat. Tatis is only 117. Jackson Merrill, 97 WRC plus. Not a lot good happening there in San Diego. That's going to be an ugly scene in the offseason. People are getting fired for sure. The Brewers are good. What's going on in the wild card races? It's basically like, I mean, the Red Sox traded away some dudes, but a lot of these teams are still in it. On our side, we're only 15.5 out now. But, I mean, realistically, like the Diamondbacks are still in it. The Nats or Giants would have to get crazy hot to catch anybody. But the AL Central's the story here. Wow. And the Phillies, what's Bryce doing? Old friend of the show. Oh, Andrew Painter's up in their number 2 starter. He's made 8 starts. Wow. Zach Wheeler is not having a great year. I did try to get Nick Castellanos. I looked at Castellanos at the deadline to see if maybe I could bring him in and just play him at first base. But they were not looking to trade him, which understandable. They're kind of in the thick of it. They had him on the block, so I was thinking about it, but they were a no-go. They have Max Kepler. That's interesting. Is anything else weird here going on? I don't think so. I mean, it's weird. A couple teams, it's weird they're so bad. What's going on with Bobby Witt? Has he just not been able to carry the team on his back? Ooh, league average bat. Bobby Witt. 100 WRC plus. Could you imagine if him and Gunnar have years like that in real life, what the reaction would be around baseball? I wonder what Shohei's doing. Shohei has a 154 WRC plus. Oh, and he's made 14 starts. He hasn't been that great, but he's made 14 starts. James Outman is their leadoff hitter, and Andy Pages is in their 2-hole. Somehow I don't see that being a thing. Mookie Betts fractured his wrist. Oh, that sucks. And then a whole bunch of hitters hurt. Yeah, but this top 2 I don't see happening. I think they might bump some of these other guys up if that were to happen. Yeah, I think like Will Smith might be up. Edman might come up. Max Muncy with his 133 WRC plus might get bumped up. Could we bring in Max Muncy next year to be like our first baseman? He's so old. Team option. Maybe they'll decline it. Just decline it. Let him come play for us. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to figure something out for next year. Anyways, I'm going to sim to the end of the season and then figure out what we're going to do for next year. You can see the fans are coming out. Revenue is up. Attendance per game is up. My spirits are up knowing that we're going to go into the offseason and acquire two great bats and try to get a team that's at least halfway worthy of Paul Skeens, because this team is an embarrassment right now. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys next time as we try to right I was going to say right the ship, and I wasn't even trying to make a pun. As we try to right the ship. All right, let's go Bucks. Bye.